In the heart of the Carpathian Mountains, on the edge of a remote village called Zotariv, stood an abandoned house veiled in mystery. The villagers spoke in hushed tones about its dark history. A family vanished without a trace, a black mist consuming the house during moonless nights, and eerie whispers heard by those who dared venture near. When four friends Alex, Mia, Dan, and Lily arrived in Zotariv for a hiking trip, the innkeeper's chilling tale about the house piqued their curiosity. Alex dismissed it as superstition, Dan saw it as an adventure. Mia was drawn to the supernatural element, and Lily, ever cautious, insisted they stay away. But curiosity got the better of them. On a cold evening, under a crescent moon, they found themselves on the overgrown path leading to the house. The air grew heavier as they approached, the twisted trees casting long shadows. The house loomed before them, its windows like empty eye sockets, and its half-open door beckoning them inside. The interior of the house was worse than they imagined: broken furniture, deep scratches on the walls, and a silence so profound it felt oppressive. In the thick layer of dust on the floor, they noticed fresh footprints leading deeper into the house. Despite Lily's protests, the group followed the trail to a staircase descending into a basement. The deeper they went, the colder the air became. At the bottom, they found a cavernous room with a stone altar at its center. On the altar lay a large, leather-bound book that seemed to pulse faintly under their flashlights. Mia, unable to resist, touched the book despite Lily's warnings. At that moment, the atmosphere shifted. A low hum filled the room, and whispers began to echo from the walls, soft at first, but quickly growing louder. The book opened on its own, its pages filled with strange symbols and unsettling illustrations. One page showed the house surrounded by black tendrils, with the words, "The shadow feeds, do not awaken it." Before they could react, the basement door slammed shut. Shadows began to shift and writhe around them, taking on shapes that defied logic and reason. "Run!" Dan shouted, but the staircase had vanished, replaced by a solid stone wall. The shadows moved like living creatures, circling the group. Alex swung his flashlight at them, but the beam passed through harmlessly. One shadow lunged, wrapping around him like smoke. His screams filled the air as he was dragged into the darkness, leaving only his flashlight behind. Mia, clutching the book, frantically flipped through its pages. "There has to be something in here," she cried. The whispers grew louder, the air thicker. Dan grabbed Mia by the arm. "Drop the book. We have to find another way out." But as he spoke, a shadow lashed out, wrapping around his leg. He clawed at the ground, but it was futile. In seconds, he was gone. Now, it was just Mia and Lily. The shadows circled them, whispering in an ancient, indecipherable language. The book began to glow faintly, its pages flipping on their own. A single phrase appeared, written in blood: "To release, a soul must be claimed." "It wants one of us," Lily said, her voice trembling. "That's how it feeds." Mia looked at the book, her hands shaking. "I don't know what to do." Before they could decide, the shadows attacked. The book flew from Mia's hands, and the room was consumed by blinding light. When the villagers ventured to the house the next morning, they found it eerily silent. The basement was empty except for the book, now closed and cold to the touch. The friends' belongings were scattered, but there was no sign of them. The house remains untouched, its legend growing with time. On moonless nights, villagers say, the shadows stir, waiting for their next victims, and the book, bound in leather that feels disturbingly alive, still rests on the altar, waiting to be opened again.